Thank you all of you for your love and support, joining in large numbers. There is some actually earlier you were not able to access the chat, and this time I provided the chat option, but unfortunately there is some technical glitch. I'm unable to make some changes at this time for this audio and video, and certainly we'll be having that. Yeah, video, you can turn it on. That's great. Can you unmute yourself as well? Radhika ma'am, Radhika Chhabra ji, can you? No? I guess I cannot hear you. I can see you, but I cannot hear you. So but I can get you all in the chat box. I can get your messages. Not audible. I'm not audible. Is it so? Can you? Anamika ma'am is saying you're not audible. Not audible. Radhika ma'am, audible or not audible? Audible. Okay, fine, fine. So you have to, from your mobile phone, you have to click on join audio. There is one option, like if you will not be able to do, you won't be able to listen to me. So certainly, actually, I was finding it very difficult, like when you all were not able to access the chat. So I have made some changes over here, and certainly by the next time, you all will be able to, in the next session, like tomorrow's session, you all can have your video, audio as well as chat, because I do not want, I have already wasted 15 minutes working on it. Yes, you all are not audible to me. Yes, you are saying yes, you are not audible because you cannot unmute yourself. There is some change that, I mean, immediately I cannot make the change. Maybe this account is a new one that has been created. So this is why some maybe rights are not being already provided to this link, and you will be able to do it, because right now I have to admit each and every participant. Otherwise, you all join on your own. So maybe we will have this today's session in two parts, making thinking visible, so that at least today you can have a little bit idea about what we are talking about, making thinking visible, and we can have it I mean later on as well on some another day. Fine. So here, let me share my screen. Yes. So see, another settings has been made. So I was just trying to make changes. So here it is about, I have to admit, just a minute. Right. So here today's session is about making thinking visible. Right. The first question that I'm asking to all of you, all of us, to me itself, I mean, are we robbing our students of the opportunity to think? Are we giving our students proper opportunities to think, or are we just overloading our students with so much of information? This is to be done, that is to be done, this chapter is to be learned, read this chapter, do the book exercise, grammar question, muhavre, and social science, you have to find comprehension, English, literature, paragraph, notice. I mean, just keep on loading them with a lot of information, mathematics, do the sum, practice it a lot, and we do not give them time to think. It happens with all of us. I guess you all would agree with me. Like, we usually do not give chance to our students to think. That is to be given, right? So it's like making thinking visible. Right now, please do look at the picture itself. There are right now with me the two students who are wearing a special kind of hat. If any one of you know anything about this particular hat that they are wearing, please do type in the chat box. So with that, we will begin today's session in some interesting note, in some interesting way. So I'm going back to my chat. I'm just stopping the screen sharing. Let me check the chat. Let me see. Okay, let me admit. Yes, please do type in the chat because I won't be able to listen to you. The topic says is that it's only making thinking visible. Thinking visible, yeah. You can't hear, you have to be visualizing only. Okay. Yeah, Sunita ma'am, I'm really very sorry. Some changes, some technical glitches are there. That's why, I mean, you are not able to unmute yourself. I need to make some changes. So anyone, rainbow, yeah, all the colors. So anyone else, please do type in the chat box. Have you ever heard about this particular kind of hat? Different colors. So at least can we do one thing? I mean, you are able to turn on your videos, I suppose. As Radhika is there on the screen. So I want to see you at least on the screen so that if you are not audible, at least we can have some gestures also. That would be again a different kind of experience. Yes, let me turn on the large galleries. Large galleries we can turn on when we have more than 20 people on the screen. Otherwise, we usually have a together mode. I'll just show you in a together mode. You have already seen how do you look like. I mean, this is how we all are together. We all are together. Yes. Thank you, Radhika and Gurjeet ma'am and others who have turned on their videos. Thanks a lot. So here, I just wanna tell you, yes, thank you. Thank you, ma'am, for turning on the video, coming on the screen. Yes. So I'm sharing this screen so that right now we'll be talking and later on I'll be changing the screen that I want to show you. Yes. So here it is making thinking visible. The hat that children are wearing, if you just focus it on clearly, it is having 6 colors in it. 6 colors. We call it De Bono's 6 hats, 6 thinking hats, right? So we want our children to think, but not every aspect at the same time. They should be giving, I mean to say, paying attention on a particular aspect. If they are thinking, what are they thinking? I mean to say, if they have to do some research on a particular topic. Let us take a very simple example. If I mean right now okay, schools are closed. Suppose you are planning your children to go along with them to a picnic spot, right? And you are asking your students where they want to go. So right now there are so many things. You say not only where, it is where also, it is when also, whether it is safe or not. I mean, positive aspects, negative aspects, so many things are to be taken care of. Distance as well, where they have to go, when they have to go, how they have to plan. So there are so many things to be, they have to think. So we think for that, we use this thinking strategy is De Bono's 6 thinking hats, right? So De Bono's 6 thinking hats is, if we are talking about yellow hat, we are talking about one aspect, maybe collection of the facts, right? When we are talking about red hat, we are talking about some another aspect. So one by one, they have to think, and this is not only done in schools, but in industries as well. If you talk to the people when they think, they talk about, I mean, the various strategies of thinking. This is one of the important strategy is, I mean, De Bono's thinking has this thinking hats we will be talking about in detail. But before that, let us come to the title, making thinking visible. Visible to us. What is visible? I mean, if I have to say, I can see you all right now on the screen. I can see my laptop, mousepad, all the things that are there, living, non-living. I'm able to see. I see, okay, all these things are visible to me. But how can we make thinking visible? Is it something that we can see with our naked eyes? Yeah, Deepmala ma'am, I guess you want to say something, but you can't unmute yourself. You may please type in the chat. There is, some setting. Yeah, yeah. Microphone and camera are disabled from your end. Yeah, I know that, but many of them have already turned on the camera, right? I am trying to, let me try once more if I can change the settings. Because I do not know, as and when I'm doing it, it says some glitch is there and nothing is being processed. I'm allowing, but it's not done. See, for all the changes I have done, when I click on save, nothing happens. It says something went wrong. Very sorry for that. I hope next time you won't have this kind of glitch. Really very sorry for that. So, okay, let me check your, somebody has already typed something. Yeah. Yes. Thank you, Anamika ma'am. Yeah, visual in the imagination with the help of a word. Yes, make it a learner-centering classroom and allow peer discussions, peer teaching more often, free for children is okay. Thank you. So it is like, not visible only to our eyes. Visible is when we observe something, when we feel something, when we really get to know, yes, our children, they are understanding. We get to know about their level of understanding. That is exactly must for us as teachers. We should know their level and we should let them think also, right? That is called making thinking visible. So let me share my screen now. Um, when I will share my screen, just you need to give a go ahead whether my screen is visible. So can you please type in the chat box, is my screen visible? Any one of you, can you please type in the chat box? It's visible. Okay, thank you. Thank you all of you. So somebody even requested for okay, admit. So in between when anybody joins, so I have to switch between the windows. So so here is, I have made this my presentation in Sway. This is visible to you, making thinking visible, right? So it is like I asked this question to you, are we robbing our students of the opportunity to think? Yes, sometimes maybe we do not realize whether the children should think or not. We just keep on pouring a lot of knowledge content to them, right? So here, this picture shows, if you can please read and interpret, you must have seen this picture at number of places, but yes, we are doing sometimes like that. Two children, they are talking to each other. One is just sharing, like he has taught his dog how to whistle. Another one tries and then complains, but I don't hear him whistling and all. And then he replies, I said I taught him whistling. I didn't say he learned it. We too keep on focusing on completion of the syllabus, Sometimes, even if as a teacher, suppose I have completed some syllabus in my class, my seniors do ask me how much syllabus is covered. Certainly, I would be able to tell 5 chapters, 6 chapters, these topics, that topics and all. If somebody asks how much your children have understood, will I be able to answer? Maybe not. Obviously, in my class, if there are 40 students, as per CBSE, we are having 40 students in a class. Maybe there are some schools, there are student-teacher ratio, it varies. Somewhere teacher-student ratio is 1:20 also, somewhere is 1:30. Usually it is 1:40. We talk about normal school, 1:40 strength, teacher-student ratio. Is it possible for a teacher to know the level of each and every child, to what extent, to what level the child has understood? In 40 minutes period may not be possible. But you see, we have to try our level best. For that, most of the schools, they have maintaining the anecdotal records. I have also maintained in my previous school, right now also wherever I'm working, we are doing it. We keep on noting down, we take formative assessments. That is really very important, right? For that, we keep on noting down the level of the students' understanding and we give the feedback accordingly, right? So this is really very important to know whether the students, they have understood or not. So what are the different ways to make that? To make thinking visible. Now, if we will be making their thinking visible, we will be giving them opportunity to share their thoughts, to ask questions, right? Only then we will get to know what is their level of understanding. If in a class, I am asking one question to my students, I am not even patient enough to give them sufficient time to think. I ask any one question, maybe any of the subjects. Suppose a simple example, I'm asking, do you know what are helping verbs? What are describing words? And I just see, and immediately, maybe suppose the intelligent, the cream of my class, they just raise their hands. OK, and I say, OK, fine, you go ahead, share it. I ask another question, then another child raises his hand, and then I ask the question. See, there are so many students in the class who may not raise their hand. Why? Because they are maybe shy students. They may be not knowing the answer. Maybe there are some students who only share the answers, who only share their views when they are giving personal attention, when we take their name personally. Yes, Radha, I mean Shivani, you get up and use, then only they try. Otherwise, they keep on sitting, they keep on enjoying while talking or maybe just observing. They are the passive listeners that time. So it becomes very, very important for us to look into it. I do not believe in this I do believe that there should be no hand raise policy in the class. We should be giving opportunity to each and every child, and we should give some wait time also to our students. Suppose I have asked one question to student A. He is not able to answer, maybe he's standing or he's just about to say, and immediately I just switch over to some another child. It should not happen. If a child has answered something wrong, I'll say, OK, sit, or maybe keep on standing, and I'll ask the question to another child. Why so? Let the child explain. We can even ask the child, how are you thinking? And if the child is answering wrong, why the child is answering wrong? Because the concept is not clear. Then whose fault? There is not learning gap, there is a teaching gap that time. We are not giving proper opportunities to our students to think. If the child is answering wrong, who is at fault? Maybe we say, OK, the child has not paid attention. Maybe the child has not understood the concept. So here becomes teacher's role. We have to be very, very reflective, very, very evaluative of our own pedagogy. the way we are teaching to our students. See, visible teaching and learning occurs when thinking and learning processes are visible, meaningful, shareable, and amplified. Sorry, there is somebody who is waiting. Let me admit some of the participants. Yeah. Admit. All right. Thank you. So here we go. Now there are various strategies. Invisible. The first strategy is question. You should ask questions to your students, not the questions to be asked only and only from the textbook. If you are asking the textbook questions, maybe you are asking about gravity, pollution. I mean, sorry, I'm giving these examples. I'm from this background. You are in computers. You are talking about what is networking, what is like that. And if the child is answering something else, that is totally irrelevant. Maybe that is relevant also to some extent. Can we ask our students what make you say that? Even if you go through this is a very, very important question. I mean, it's not like the child will get scared also from that kind of question. No. Because the language is so defined, like when you will be asking your students, what make you say that? What are you thinking actually? Definitely the child will share his thoughts, like what exactly the reason behind of sharing that particular answer. If you will be asking, what is the reason for this? How come it is possible? Maybe the child will get scared. Like I have to give the exact reason. Like for example, when we are talking about maybe the shape of the earth, right? What is the shape of the earth? So the child says it's like a ball. Somebody says like an orange, or any kind of answers they are giving. Suppose a child says it is like a cube. Okay, a cuboid. Suppose I'm just giving you one example. So instead of, let me tell you, in a class, if you ask this kind of question, what is the shape of the earth? I mean, a child replies like a ball, maybe like an orange, and another one says it's like a cube. And half of the class will start laughing at the child. Maybe sometimes it may happen like we may also join the students. Like maybe the child is not aware. It happens with some of us, or maybe I'm not talking about with us. You must have heard, you must have observed. Like I have also felt when my child comes to me, like I ask this question in my class. This is a reality. See, I'm not sharing something imaginary with you. My child shares most of the time with me, like I asked this question in my class and my teacher said, it's a silly question, sit down. And even when I ask, other students they start laughing at me. And now I have stopped asking questions. You just let me know, what are we doing? Are we doing justice with our profession? Are we teachers? If we are doing like that, if we are not doing, wonderful. I do appreciate your efforts for that. I always keep on sharing the same thing with my staff as well. Keep on asking questions to the students and let them ask the questions. You are no one to decide whether the question is relevant or irrelevant. Obviously, if you know very well, I mean, if the question is related to the topic, howsoever manner it may be, it is relevant. Sometimes we are not having any answer. We don't have any answer to that particular question, and we say, sit down. Don't ask irrelevant questions. Can we say, okay, we can discuss it tomorrow? If that is disturbing the flow of our class, certainly we can go ahead with that. Excuse me, let me open the chat also. So like I'll be able to see if somebody is writing. Okay, thank you. So yeah. I guess now you are still, screen is visible and I can see chat as well. So this would be good for me. I will be able to see both. Is the screen visible? Can anybody please just type in the chat yes if it is visible? And the chat box is also there. Yes, Ritu ma'am, thank you. So here, this is a game. I'll just share the link with you. This is a wonderful game. Please do. You can help your children play this game. This is the code link. I'll just type in the chat. Later on at the end of the session, please do try playing this game. I mean, you think about any object, you think about any character, it'll ask, and then it'll keep on inquiring. It'll keep on asking questions until you share, you will get to know, yes, I mean, this is the object that you were thinking, and you have to just answer in yes or no, as we used to play Dam Charade, right? So this will give us some idea like how we can ask different kind of questions to our students, or maybe let our students ask different kind of questions. Framing questions is an art. There can be full-fledged one session on questioning skills. What kind of questions should be asked? How the questions can be developed. The questions should not be scary enough, like even the children, they won't come forward to share the answers. They should be motivating. They should be motivating, and the child should be freely able to express his or her ideas. So I suppose a link has already been shared in the chat, and chat is accessible to you all. And please, you may try this. And now listening. Another is, second option is listening. Second strategy for making thinking visible. Here listening is just not like if I'm speaking and you are listening. Maybe I'm doing some work and I'm listening to music and I'm not paying attention. Sometimes we just play music. We keep on busy with our household chores. And this we call listening. Exactly what is this? Let me admit. Yeah. So if I say what exactly is listening is when we pay full attention to the speaker, right? That is listening. It's not like that. Suppose it happens. Even I have observed too. Like sometimes it happens like we are in a session and we start doing another job as well, and the session is going on. We are not listening. Sometimes if I am talking about in a class, we ask questions to our students. We ask questions for the sake of questions only. When I'm asking a question, a child is replying. Sometimes I do not even listen to the answer. My attention is on, maybe the time is getting over, maybe where is my next class, maybe I'm asking the questions to my students and I'm standing and I'm doing my planner, my some attendance register, some record register, I'm doing it and my attention is not there. And I am not listening completely to the children. That way I won't be able to understand what exactly they are saying. Where are they lacking? Why are they saying so? So active listening is really very important. And the listening is of here. I'm just going to talk about listening is here today. I'll be talking about 3 types of listening. Active listening, again, it is of 3 types. Empathetic listening is educative listening, is generative listening. Empathetic, as the name suggests, empathy. When we are empathizing, when we want to listen to our students because of empathy. Yes, the little children, at least they are coming up. They are sharing something with us. So we become empathetic towards them. We say, okay, had I been speaking, I mean, and nobody would have been paying attention to me, how would I have felt? So that empathy is really very important. And then becomes the second step, educative listening. When we listen to our students, when we listen to our students' thoughts and we get to know what exactly they are saying. First is just because of empathy, like we are paying full attention to them. Another is educative listening, means listening to exactly what are they saying, why are they saying, to understand the level of understanding, right? That is educative listening. And then we go to the third step, that is called generative listening. So in generative listening, we help our children to generate ideas, right? We ask them questions, they answer, and then we say, like as I shared with you the first question, what make you say that? And they are sharing that. Say, okay, go ahead. How come? And maybe different ifs, as those who know very well. I mean, we used to do if then clause, if then clause statement. If this, then this. If this, then okay. If this, okay. Yes, yes, and then again. I mean, just we have to keep on asking the questions so that they should come up with various ideas. So this is called generative listening. Listening to them and just asking them to speak more, to think more, to share more. So before I move on to the third strategy, any one of you, if you have any questions, please to type in the chat box. Yes. If that's okay, we can go ahead. At least type something in the chat box. I should know. Yes. Okay, go ahead. Can you please explain one more time? Which topic you are talking about, ma'am? Can you, Ritu ma'am, can you please type which topic you are talking about? We have just talked about two strategies. One is questioning, another is listening. The strategies, yes, strategies we are just going to discuss. These strategies, they are called the thinking routines. The first one, we talked about questioning. Second is listening. In listening, we talk about three kinds of listening. They are the different steps actually. First one is empathetic listening. First of all, we have to be empathetic towards our students. Then it is educative listening. We need to ask our students for that, like we should know the level of understanding. And then comes generative listening. Our listening should lead to generation of different ideas. So these are the three steps of listening, right? So, and then, please excuse me for a while. Okay. And yeah, thank you. Here you go. Listening, and next comes documentation, right? So when it comes to documentation, what do we think? We think documentation is a kind of document, or is maybe the project submitted by the child. Maybe it's the end product. Maybe it is an artifact given by the child. Maybe we have given some holidays homework. The child has submitted a proper portfolio or report to us. Is that documentation? No. See here, when we are talking about documentation, we do not talk about the final, the end product. We talk about the process of documentation. Where does thinking reside? How we can get to know, yes, children are getting to know and their thinking is developing. This is in the process, right? I always say, here I'm again saying, children, they are given to us on loan for a very short period of time. They come to us like packets of seeds. Like, I mean, they are having their own potential, their caliber, but we do not know what is there inside. But our job is like the gardener, to keep on nourishing them, to keep on carrying them. Till when? Till when they bloom into fragrant flowers. This is the quotation that I read when I joined my job for the first time. I went to my school where I even read also. I'm talking about 2001. It was there in the office, might be still there. And if some teachers are there from the same school right now, I know that there are some teachers who are working there in the same school. Please go ahead, go inside the office, and you just see a frame hanging on the wall in the office. There it is written, this quotation. And I do remember it. Past 20 years, I mean 20 years ago, I have read it, and really it is like that. When we are talking about multiple intelligences, we do not know about the potential, the caliber of the student, their interest and all. But our job is just keep on nourishing them. So here I'm talking about when a child comes to us, the session begins, the child enters our classroom, and at the end of the year, we are giving a report card to the child. Maybe the child is appearing the final examination. We are having the answer sheet of the child. The answer sheet is that document where the thinking is visible. Yes or no? I want something in the chat. I mean, are you thinking like that document gives us like, yes, we get to know, yes, the thinking is visible in that document in the answer sheet. Yeah, somebody is saying yes, maybe. But I do not think this is, this is a discussion platform. We say always we should come up with thoughts. We should agree to disagree. Well, I don't think like thinking is visible in that answer sheet. That answer sheet has number of, you see, answers, theoretical, whatever questions we are asking. Maybe we are asking application based questions also. Then now you just let me know in a normal the help books right now, they are available in the books available. There are so many application based questions also. There are so many children who are just mugging up, cramming the answers, and they are just writing. They are very good at cramming. They just write perfectly. Three Idiots picture is a very good example of that. Is the answer sheet? No, I don't think so. Answer sheet is not that document. The artifact, the project, they are not the artifacts. I mean, they are not the correct documents where thinking is visible. I can see some of you are typing in the chat box, students portfolio, student-led conferences. Certainly we need to conduct student-led conferences, students portfolios. They reflect students' thinking when they are continuously throughout the year keep on, you see, saving, preserving, documenting their work. Right from day one till the end of the year, they keep on preserving their work, and we get to know, yes, the thinking is being developed with the passage of time. You as teachers, just think about yourself. I'm going to say past more than a year, you have been learning a lot, exploring number of platforms, wonderful platforms, number of digital tools you all have learned, right? And you create your resume, your CV once again. Keep your previous CV with you and then the fresh one with you, right? The process that you have gone through reaching from that previous resume to the latest resume, that process makes the thinking visible. I guess you all agree with me. Anyone in the chat box, please? See, right now you all can't speak, so please do keep on sharing something in the chat box. So then only I'll get to know, yes, somebody is there listening to me. I'm really very sorry, apologize for the technical glitch that is like right now you are having. So yeah, thank you. So this is how, yeah, please all of you create your resumes in a different manner this time. This time in a different manner, your resumes. Let you all create your digital resumes. We are going to have a session soon on I mean, yes, 26 tomorrow, right? Ma'am will be able to tell you how you all will be able to create your digital resumes, right? So as and when anybody asks, don't share your that kind of poll, you just share a link with them, let them open. Okay, So here you go. Documentation I have told you. So thinking routines. Yes, thank you. So thinking routines, say I want to explain all the thinking routines in details. I know we had some technical glitch initially also, but I want to explain each and every thinking routine in detail. So I would request all of you, like you may attend another session, because I do not want to make you sit here for a long time also. It's already going to be 5:30. We will be talking about various kinds of thinking routines in an upcoming session, or I am going to take a session on 30th of June this month. Okay. On this CBSE Sahodaya groups. I will be sharing the link with all of you to register. That is free of cost. You need not to pay anything, right? That is also free of cost. Please do register over there. And there we will be discussing all the thinking routines, like with examples also. If I'm talking about one thinking routine is see, think, wonder, right? How you can use the same in the class. So we will be having this on Zoom platform that day, right? So I'll be sharing the link with you. Please do register for that. And that would be live on Facebook too. As per your convenience, you will be able to attend that. So thank you all of you for today joining the session, because I know I won't be able to cover in 2 minutes these thinking routines. It takes a proper 1 full hour to take that. So looking forward to seeing you all on in the next session. Thanks all for joining us. Right, you may please KWL. Yes, ma'am, Anamika ma'am, that's wonderful. KWL is a very good tool. We will be discussing that also. KWHL also, right? I mean, know, want to know what you have learned, and then how you have learned, right? So this we'll be doing like that. So let's end today's session. Thank you all. Yeah, Shubhangi ma'am, thank you. Thanks everybody. Right, so I guess you all have filled that form also. Let me download my attendance too. So those who have already joined, let me save the number. Yes. Thank you all of you. I'm ending today's session. So see you then in the next session tomorrow. Tomorrow again we will be meeting, and ma'am Shalini Chauhan ma'am would be there. She would be taking your session on Wakelet, right? As yesterday we had a session on Wakelet, but tomorrow Shalini ma'am would be taking session on Wakelet. She's a Wakelet ambassador, right? So looking forward to seeing you all tomorrow. Do create your digital CVs and number of other options she would be sharing with you, right? Thank you all of you. Bye-bye.